Hey guys, I just hadn't made a video in a while and thought, what the heck? Look, it's my office from a slightly different angle, but I'm still in the same chair. Um, School starts next week and I have been going in to work and just doing research and writing and reading and looking very busy and professional and just sort of dreading the onslaught that I know is coming. And I don't know. I've had a lot of time to think about what I'm even doing with my life, and I'm finding myself in this position where I sort of wish that I could just be. The word in my head is normal, and that's not the word that I want, because I feel that when I'm saying things like, I wish I could just be normal, it's like some kind of Buffy the Vampire Slayer complex where, I'm so special and I can't be a normal girl, and, I only have sex with vampires and blah, blah, blah. And that's obviously not what's going on right here, because I am in grad school and not hanging out in cemeteries killing things. At least as far as I'm willing to tell you. Um, so I don't mean it quite that way, but like, there's so many things that I don't feel like I can do because of the particular career path I've chosen and the program that I'm in right now, just because, I spend all day, every day, doing research and writing about things that only a tiny fraction of the most highly educated population in the United States is even remotely interested in. Realistically, you put out a book on a scholarly press and like maybe 10 people read it. Like I don't know. It's really easy to feel like my work doesn't really matter, because in the grand scheme of things, it probably doesn't. But I can't. I don't know. Like I don't get to go out in the evening and do things, and I have a handful of very close friends, and I have um, a nice network of people, but I don't have a lot of friends, and I I don't date like normal girls do, and I don't like. I spend most of my time alone. That's why I'm so, well, okay, that's not true. I was gonna say that's why I'm so weird about my cat and so in love with him. But no, let's be real. You've met Oliver, and the reason why I'm so weird about my cat and obsessed with him is because he's freaking awesome. So, and for those of you who commented on my last Our Pagan Opinions video about um, me having swapped the power dynamic in my video, you are so right. And I think the reason I stuttered when I said that was because I knew, as I was making a joke about constructing Oliver's reality, that in fact the opposite is true, and he totally owns my ass. So, you are correct. um, Anyway, I'm not wallowing in self-pity or anything like that. I've just found myself spending time like sitting on campus watching people go about their normal lives with their regular jobs, and, like listening to their conversations about like their husbands and their kids and their dogs, and what they did with their friends over the weekend and visiting their family and blah blah blah. And like, I don't do any of those things. And sometimes it's just so interesting to me that so many scholars in the humanities, ultimately what we're doing is studying people and trying to figure out various things about people, and we do it by being really isolated and not spending time with people, which is sort of this weird paradox. So, anyway, there have been many times in the last few months where I've just thought, hey, maybe I could just go back to teaching guitar or working in retail, or maybe working as a teacher at a high school or something, and do what other people do, and like get married and buy a boat or whatever it is people do. And like, I don't know. be satisfied with the things that other people are usually satisfied by. But I don't think I can. And like, I've done those things. Like, I mean, I haven't been married, but I've had really long-term relationships, and I've had other kinds of jobs. I've had all kinds of jobs, and I've hated everything, always. And this feels like the first thing that I am genuinely passionate about, and I mean, to the point where it borders on obsession, and I find it very difficult to do other things. And anyway, academia is a really easy life in a lot of respects. I mean, like, it's not manual labor. It's not like I'm cutting sheet metal or like beheading chickens or whatever. Like, I don't have to work in retail anymore. I, generally speaking, don't have to deal with people. And like, there are a lot of things about academia that are just really easy. My job is to be a professional, smart person as best I can. And a lot of the times I feel like I don't do that very well, but I do it well enough. And I mean, it can be really hard to get jobs because, you know, I mean, public schools are losing funding all over the country, and a department like religious studies, I mean, that's the first thing to go. Like, let's be real, religious studies is sort of this whipped cream discipline that just, like, when universities run out of money, we're some of the first to go. But it's really difficult in a lot of other ways because it eats your life. I mean, there's no point where I'm not expected to be working. I really don't have normal weekends. I don't have evenings the way other people have evenings. It completely consumes my life. And the thing about it is that no one ever really understands what you do unless they're in academia too. And I don't mean that it's because they're not smart and they don't get it. I mean because they're not putting in that kind of effort, and it doesn't look like effort to the outside, because, I mean, how often am I just sitting in this chair? It doesn't look like work. So most of the time other people are not particularly sympathetic. So, I mean, like, I can't tell my mom why I can't come visit because, like, oh, I'm busy. Well, you don't have school, you don't have class. Well, no, I don't have class, but I have to finish 3 books this weekend and write reviews and make them publishable, and I have to write this grant proposal and a statement of purpose for this program I'm applying to, and blah, 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 blah. And I do it all while sitting in this chair with the computer on, so I don't look like I'm working. But, I don't know, like, anyway, I don't know what I was planning on talking about, but there you are. So, I've tried to maintain my work with my craft and, you know, my occult studies, and I'm involved in a lot of things in that regard. And I managed to maintain those things because those are just as important to me. But I don't know, just me and Oliver and a whole lot of champagne. So that's what I do now. So, anyway, just wanted to say hi, and I'm not dead. I'm just working a whole lot, and I guess that's it. But that is all. So I hope you guys are good, and I know I owe, as always, several of you messages, and I have read them. Some of them I've even responded to, but then just haven't sent them yet. But anyway, I'm not dead. So I hope everyone is good, and I will see you at a later date, hopefully with something a little bit more substantial.